Welcome to Skill of the Week. This week, we're going to be talking about another distress tolerance skill called distraction. So you're probably really familiar with distraction. It's a really easy skill to use when you just need to give your emotions some time and space to cool off, when you need to bring your emotions from super intense down to a much more manageable place. Now, what I bet you didn't know is that there are a lot of different ways to distract. You can distract with activities like TV or texting with your friends. You can distract by contributing, doing something to give back to your community or do something nice for someone else. Making comparisons to a time when you felt better or maybe when you felt worse to help put things into perspective right now. You can distract with other emotions. So like if you're super angry, maybe watch some YouTube videos of cute fuzzy animals. So JD, I feel like distraction is that skill that every patient and family reaches for first. Can you tell me why that is?
I think because you really need it in the beginning. It's just too hard. You can't engage on logical levels, things like that. So it's the one that really makes the most sense to start with, and particularly around mealtime. So I will say that really common good distractions are very often, I know it was true in our family, we were not a screens or devices at the table family, and we became one during that time because it was helpful distraction. A lot of families start playing board games or card games at dinner. So it's like make a move, take a bite, things like that. And siblings can engage in that as well. So some of the distraction techniques are actually sort of helpful for bonding, just again, decreasing that distress so that you can get the nutrition in. So then we start to be able to engage with other skills that require maybe a little bit more logic.
I'm glad that you brought up again, this idea of logic or reasoning. And I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about maybe why use something like distraction instead of logic or reasoning. Because I can imagine in those tough moments at the table, it could be so easy to try to get into that habit of trying to convince. And so what are the reasons why we would maybe not want to do that?
The main reason is it doesn't work. So, I would say I always encourage parents to think about, did you try a lot of logic with your probably pretty bright kid before? Did that help? Nope, it's probably not going to help right now. So it's sort of like sidesteps that ineffective way and deals with sort of what's really the situation you're in right then, instead of like having a conversation about it, which is never going to go in any positive way, maybe validating those are some really hard feelings and let's move on to something else. What should we start doing now? You want to watch a movie? Another thing I always encourage parents to do is maybe have a series or something going that's maybe something they might not have watched with their kid or let their kid watch before. And also I think in the context where you're doing some things that maybe you weren't comfortable with, you're sort of showing some solidarity with your kiddo as well. We're all making changes. We're all flexing to meet this moment.
I like that. I like that idea. It's being effective, right? It's doing what works now. And so do we wish our kids would understand the reasons why that body talk doesn't make sense or how it doesn't match reality? Of course. And if that's not what's going to work to bring those emotions down and help our kid eat or help our kid stop exercising, then we don't do that. Let's do the thing that works. And distraction can often be that thing early on.